Hey, this is HQ at it again with a review of the Lapeef clip regarding 70% of women file for divorce because they have become selfish. So, we had to react to that, right? So, of course, they had the goofy take of it. So, I just had to chime on in.
These men are actually, okay, so he got married and he was an average earner. And then he worked hard and then became an above average earner. Do you think that woman married him so that she can get a divorce from him and collect alimony?
No. I'm going to answer it for you. No. She obviously didn't. She married him and she wanted it to be long term, like most people want to. Why would I go through the trouble of doing that? But you will hear the man on here, oh yeah, she probably did it for the money. Or she probably did it in the back of her mind. She had it in the back of her mind. Yeah, they're going to say that, of course.
Oh,
no. My claim was
not necessarily.
So that's my claim.
It's not a matter. It's not a matter of she married him. She predisposed, or she just came in and, hey, look, I'm going to divorce him. This is a card that's in the back pocket of every woman who gets married. When shit turn ugly, every woman 9 times out of 10 plays the card. She doesn't have it in her mind when she first fucking.
And I can understand that if men made money. The average dude does not have alimony to pay to the woman. The average human beings don't have money and they don't have assets. So therefore, it's not a lot of money she would be getting from a divorce. She darn sure wouldn't be getting alimony, and she darn sure wouldn't be splitting assets like that. Only people who have money would be worried about this. Average Joe Blow who works at the plant, average Michael who works in the office, average Michael who works at Walmart, average Michael who works at school, who's a teacher, they don't have anything to worry about. They don't make enough money. They don't have enough assets to even worry about this kind of thing. It's only when you have money and it's over a certain amount of money that you have to worry about this. Most people don't. So I don't even understand why we're talking about the minute minority that get child support, or minute minority that gets spousal support, because they don't. It's a small percentage of people. So this is just a dumb argument right here. So
say I did. It's just something that just comes out of the work.
So let me ask y'all this. Let me ask y'all this then, because there may be people watching that may be discouraged about marriage. Is it marriage or is it the people?
It's the people.
It's the people. 100%. It's the people. It's a portion of the people and it's a portion of the system. Because if the people didn't know that the system was set or certain side, they didn't know that the system was incentivized for them. They were incentivized to be able to do this. Highly likely they wouldn't do it.
And here's the thing. This is a minority of people that get child support, okay? A very small percentage. And then it's like maybe 30% of those people, and then those 30% get awarded monies from a marriage, but then most don't collect that money from a marriage. Spousal support is not on the table. So this is a very, very small, minute amount of people. So, and nobody's incentivized. You don't get incentivized. Marriage doesn't benefit women. It benefits men. That's it. It only benefits men.
It's not just solely one or the other.
Right.
Here's my question for you. If the way that divorce was set up, if the way that custody court was set up, if the way that child support was set up, if it overwhelmingly benefited men in the same solipsistic, the same lopsided way that it does right now, do you think women would be very, very different and cautious about how they enter marriage?
For sure.
Yeah, honestly, I even think that they would probably stop.
Okay, yeah, you think that they would stop? I get it. I think normal heterosexual women want heterosexual men. And I think women want to be mothers for the most part. They enjoy motherhood. I know that liberals and leftists get women, only get married because of necessity, and then they get forced by society into having children and being with men and all. But I'm just talking about normal heterosexual women who are attracted to men. They want to be mothers in the course of their lifetime as well. They see the beauty in family. And normal people who see the beauty in family and don't think all men are filled up with bugs and dirt, right? They want to get married at some point. And if it would deter women from wanting to be married if they got the same bargain that men got. And so I understand what your point was. You made the claim that, hey, women are not marrying men by and large in majority because they are betting on divorcing them and stealing their resources. But the point that Brother Darwin is saying still stands because it is a card to play in the back pocket of every woman.
It's also a card to play in the back of every man. It's also the same thing with every man. You can up and leave. You don't make enough money for this to even be a discussion. Y'all be killing me.
Especially the more productive and competent a man is, it affects how things go and it affects how women behave in marriage.
How men behave in marriage. You need to talk to some of the men. I tried to explain this to two gentlemen on the panel the other day. As much as you think women have issues when it comes to relationship, men have just as many issues. There's nothing all one-sided about this fuckery that's going on.
And it's like
I
a diminishing
understand,
return, Doc. The
but
more successful a man become, the more it dawns in on that, man, fuck, if I just keep becoming better and better than myself, the higher the risk and the higher the damage it is on the.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with you right there. But most people are not going to go beyond $100,000. Most people are not. And when you're talking about $100,000, then the risk is really something else. But under $100,000, you making $80,000, you making $70,000, you ain't making no money. You ain't own 3, 4, 5, 10 properties. You ain't doing that. So marriage is good for you two poor motherfuckers that make under 100K together. That's a perfect match. If you're gonna build together and try to stay together, that's perfect for y'all. Most people don't make over 100,000. So we talking about the minority. I hate when they do that. I hate when y'all talk about minority shit when it's really not even the norm.
On the back end, if the shit fails.
right.
I think
I'm
Naomi's
gonna be
trying to get in there
clear.
too.
I never
So,
said.
Hold
so
on,
I have
Kim.
a,
1 second, Kim. I'll get right back
I,
to it.
so
Just trying to scratch the mic a little bit.
I have 2 points. So yeah, I have two questions. My first question to you is, do you know the statistic of women filing for divorce?
72% of divorces are filed by women. Yes.
Okay, so do you know why?
Um, the top two reasons are um, non-disclosed, financial reasons, and infidelity.
So the top
It's
reason
called lack
why
of
is
commitment.
the one of the top reasons when on papers is called
Irreconcilable
irreconcilable differences.
differences.
Right.
That is the reason why. Now, so here's the thing. In today's society, especially within the last few years, it has made it more and more easier for women to divorce a man.
Here she go with the bullshit. I'll be glad when y'all learn these fucking talking points don't mean jack shit. It's become easier for her to divorce a man. So what? Then make him act better. Make him act like he got some goddamn sense. Make her act like she got some goddamn sense. Okay? 70%, 72% of filing for divorce. Oh, okay, then make the motherfucker that you married to act like he got some sense. Apparently he not doing what you want him to do. Make his ass do what the fuck you want him to do. Tell him up front. We will stay married as long as you act right. As long as you don't cheat and do all this other stuff. Y'all need to make that very clear. And then it'll be on him if I go down there and file for divorce. I told you, I'm not staying if you cheat. You cheated, I'm not staying. I'm not staying through all of that. We just not doing it. When they know up front the consequences and they do it anyway, Don't be blaming that 72% on me. If I told you up front, I don't deal with cheating. I don't deal with disrespect. I don't deal with you putting your hands and feet on me. I don't deal with you not wanting to work. Don't be mad at me if I file for divorce. Irreconcilable differences is just a label for divorce. It doesn't mean we had irreconcilable differences per se. It means that something was incompatible in that relationship. You decided to stick your dick in another woman, that's incompatible with what I believe. You decided you were going to put your hands and feet on me, that was irreconcilable with what I believe. It's just not willy-nilly. Irreconcilable differences, not willy-nilly divorce. There's reasons behind why people divorce. They just aren't listed in the paperwork. They just listed under irreconcilable differences. God, why y'all stop doing these damn talking points? You never get nowhere in the black community talking like this. Man, I hate this circular shit.
Whether because he lost his job for those financial reasons. Infidelity is really not one of the top reasons why a woman is divorcing a man. The fact of the matter is,
women, then what is the top ones? The top ones is financial. Top ones is infidelity. Yes, it is. Because you asked her what it was, and she told you what it was. What are you talking about? You got some other data that said something else? I'm not sure. Or you just talking? Why you just talking? You just talking? So did Darwin just talk.
the irreconcilable differences is because, in my opinion, is that women have gotten selfish. They don't want to put in the work to keep a man. They don't want to put in the work to support a man. So they want to leave him and try to kind of kick him while he's down. Now, most men, if they know that they want to get married. So most men, like your statistic said, a majority of men actually do want to marry. Majority of women do not want to marry. And I believe the majority of women do not want to marry because they don't like submission. The fact of the matter is that men in today's society have a greater risk, even if he has nothing, to still lose if he divorces.
So how is he losing? If you're single, you're married, and you're married to me, and we don't have any children, and we damn sure don't have no money because most of us don't have no fucking money. How exactly is he losing? Please explain how he's losing. And two, she just told you what the reasons were for divorce. She's trying to say women leave for no reason. That's dumb. Stop saying it. Nobody leaves for no reason. Nobody leaves for no reason. There's always some kind of reason, something. It can be flimsy, it can be fucked up, it can be whatever. Hardcore, however you name. But it's always a reason. And my whole thing is, maybe men need to figure out why that reason is so that women will stop leaving them.
So your claim of saying that it's a delusional fear of a man to have, well, she's not marrying you just because she's gonna, she's not marrying you just so that she can divorce you and take your 10 grand a month. I understand what you're saying. The fact of the matter is, though, is that that is so easily can happen in today's society. Men do not want to take that risk. So it's not a delusional fear. It's actually a fear rooted in truth and facts, especially in 2025, especially with women acting the way that they act, and especially with the fact that more and more men are not able to be fathers to the children that they father in a marriage. I just wanted to point that out.
Okay. I don't know if irreconcilable differences, that could mean literally anything. It can mean literally anything. And then no fault divorce. Honestly, I don't understand why this is such a like no fault divorce doesn't mean it's literally no one's fault. But both people.
Yeah, but that's what dumb people think. Just some dumb people think. It means nothing is wrong. You didn't do anything. I feel like it. Hey. I wake up in the middle of the night and say, hey, I don't want to be married to this motherfucker. Y'all dumb. If you think that, then you're dumb.
People decide to get a divorce. It's the cheapest and fastest way to get a divorce. So it's like, hey,
you still have to pay though. But that was my point. So if you want to sit here, and tear down the points that I actually proved, you can sit here and use whatever point that you want to put out. You can put infidelity, you can put STDs, you can put whatever you want to put for whatever reason. Majority of women are divorcing men at such a high rate that It's not a
And you need to find out why they're leaving. If it's such a if this is a phenomena and it's a high rate phenomena, you need to find out why they're leaving. Just saying, "Oh, she just leave for no reason," that ain't discovering anything. We keep going round and round and round and round about why she leaves. She leave for this, she leave that. There's reasons why. Then the men need to be addressed as to why do you keep doing this, and why is it that you don't feel you're the one who destroyed the relationship as opposed to her? Why do you feel like just because I was physically the one who went down and filed that I'm the one that did the divorce? You left me a long time ago. You cheated on me. You was down the street with Sally. You put your hands and feet on me months ago, years ago, thought I was going to be okay. You stopped talking to me, disrespecting me, X, Y, and Z. Just because I was the first one to file doesn't mean I'm the one who filed for no reason, or I didn't have a reason to file. I just don't understand why we got to go around this shit. And then people play
the
dumb.
delusional fear that you're claiming that men should take. It is a real fear, and it's easier and easier, especially since the government and society is built against men. A woman can go and get free attorney, she can get Medicaid, she can get food stamps, she can get all of these things. Majority of women can have all these resources to her and still get alimony, still get child support, and still get Section 8 housing, and the man will still be without and not even have his children. Not to mention that if he does want a father, most men have to dish out at least a minimum of $10K for a good attorney to fight a woman for a right that he should already have.
Damn.
Okay, so you made like 3 claims in a row that just were not true, and you argued.
Okay, go ahead and listen to this.
Point. You argued against the point that I did not make. Like before I could even finish my claim.
So make sure you make a bullet point so that I can address them accordingly.
Hold on, Naomi. Let her finish.
My claim.
I was just saying bullet points.
So my first claim that I made earlier was that the delusional fear is not that, irreconcilable difference. That has nothing to do with anything. My claim was that I don't think it's a rational fear for men that make under a certain amount of money to fear that women are marrying them to divorce them so that they can pay alimony.
Hell yeah, I'm right there with you, Kimmy, or whoever. I can't really say the name. Kimmy, I'm right there with you. That's an irrational. That's just dumb. It's don't try to give it validity. It's just dumb. Don't give it validity, because none of y'all make no damn money. You don't make enough money to be worried about women taking your shit. If you don't own a whole bunch of land, you don't own a whole bunch of property, you don't own a whole bunch of X, Y, and Z, stop worrying about whether somebody gonna leave you or not. And fuck them kids, because y'all don't give a damn about them either. What we talking about? Come on.
Secondly, irreconcilable differences or no-fault divorce has absolutely shit to do with sugar. Honestly, it literally has nothing to do with my point at all. Because if you are afraid, I understand why men are afraid to get a divorce. I understand why divorces are messy and they are in the woman's favor. But the government overall is not against women. The thing is, right, we don't have a control group for divorce to say, like, yes, women are getting divorced at high rates. Before then, we don't have a control group to see, like, hey, like the experiment, right? Before the divorce rates were really, really high. The widow rates are really, really high. So it's like
we don't need a control group. We just
have an experiment. Yes,
we just use the CDC. You just use the statistics on a mainstream level as the group.
But we need a control group
because we have the data on hand, and we don't need it. Control groups are typically used for storing data that wasn't typically or traditionally stored. But because you can just go to fucking to the courthouse, because you can go to the state government, all of this stuff is storing this without it necessarily have to create or fabricate some type of control group. You can just use statistics, just regular statistics that are studied every year in the census.
Yeah, I understand. I think we should.
And how many people on here reports to the census? Once again.
Well, if you get married, it doesn't matter if you want to report it or you have to. It's by law. You have to have a license, a marriage certificate.
So this is what I mean by control group. Like, let's say we all took account of, we all were in a room and we were all given water. And the experiment is how many people like water, and they give us all water. Then they give another group of people, they give them all soda, and then they give another group of people all soda and water. Somebody, like, there needs to be a group where there is a common denominator. If we didn't have the option to drink soda, then the statistics aren't accurate because they didn't ask us if we would like soda. That wasn't an option. So of course, it seems like we like water more than they do. We don't. We just only have the option of water. So when it comes to divorce, it is a very new thing where you could actually live a sustainable life outside of divorce. So of course, our divorce rates are going to continue to increase because we don't have a control group to say, okay, you can live a sustainable life and not have a husband, and also you can live a sustainable life and have a husband. So when we have these two things combined, how, like, do you get where I'm getting at?
So, Miss Kia, first off, you can take a look at the rise in divorce rates after no fault divorce and pre no fault divorce. It'll give you an idea about that. You can use that as a control group. That's number one. Number two, you made a point earlier in our conversation that most men can't provide two family homes anymore because two people need to work to survive and they're still barely making it. So this idea that now women can make it on their own without any help, and that's why we don't have a control group about whether or not they're getting divorced because of this or that. That you spoke against that point earlier by taking the position that it takes two to tango. So the idea that women are out here making it, living their Sex in the City life if they're on their own, can't both be true with the idea that two people need to work to sustain a household. You have to pick one of those arguments. And then lastly, Ms. Kia, it has been my experience, and I don't know if it's the experience of you or other people, that women overwhelmingly will tell you nowadays that they will divorce their husband because of unhappiness, as if the point of marriage isn't duty, honor, loyalty, commitment, generosity.
Y'all act like y'all can't extrapolate information. This is what I don't like. You act like you can't extrapolate information. Somebody say, I'm leaving because I'm unhappy. That unhappiness, there's words behind that. Have you looked at the words behind that? Instead of worrying about why she left, did you look at the words that were behind that said, why was she leaving? No, you all just take that at face value. She was unhappy. Unhappy, why? Why was I unhappy? Because my husband was cheating on me. Because my husband was putting his hands on me. Because my husband did not see any of the things that I had to do, and I was living in the house by myself, primarily. Did you get the words behind that? Stop saying she got divorced because she was unhappy. Women don't just up and be unhappy for no reason. There's a reason behind why she's unhappy. I posit it's about 5 things that make her unhappy, but there's always a reason why people aren't happy. No, I was just unhappy. I just didn't feel like being married no more. No, that's very rare, and it's a very small percentage. Stop it. Y'all need to do some come on, put y'all thinking caps on. This is just dumb.
Generational wealth, legacy, that the point of marriage is my own individual happiness. And if I'm not happy, then I'm gonna be such a crappy wife and mother that the kids aren't gonna be happy. So nobody's gonna be happy, and that'll be abuse to the children, which is me abusing the children because I'm not happy. And so because of that, I need to leave the marriage for my happiness. So if you really want to know why it is that men aren't just hopping to want to get married, and there's a lot of fear with it, it's not just that they are doing it in an environment that is financial suicide. It's not just that the women's liberation movement through feminism.
No, it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the fact that most of you guys want to be shitty husbands. You want to be shitty husbands. To that woman, you want to be shitty husband. Maybe to another woman, you might want to be a decent husband. With that woman, you want to be a shitty husband. Because otherwise, that's a small percentage of women that just leave because she's unhappy, or however you want to put it. We'll give you a little bit of that. But what about the rest of the women? First thing they're going to run around and say is the feminism. Feminism has nothing to do with it. A woman would stay married if you were a decent husband to her. Okay? Don't take accountability off of what you may or may not have done. It's all women's fault. Just because I physically did it first doesn't mean you didn't do harm in that marriage. That's what you men don't get.
Has made it where women don't offer chastity, modesty, duty, or loyalty anymore. It's also that women are openly telling you they don't value the commitment, even though they all still want it from you. And in addition to that, they're telling you that they're willing to break it over their own individual happiness. Fuck these kids, fuck this family. If I'm not happy, then nobody gets to be.
Wow, so when you go out and you cheat or whatever, put your hands and foot on her or whatever, you're not thinking of anybody's, you're not thinking of just your individual happiness. So it's my happiness when it comes to me accepting cheating and getting my ass whipped. But it's not your happiness when you go out and cheat. When you go out and disrespect the relationship. When you go out and put your hands and feet on me. It's not selfishness then. Because I'm positing most women don't leave. See, I'm coming from the premise that most women don't leave just to be leaving. I'm assuming somewhere down the line something happened, something didn't happen, something didn't go into fruition, something X, Y, and Z. So what was that X, Y, and Z? You need to figure out why women are leaving at 72%, and then you men need to mitigate that risk. It's not all her. You men have done something. I don't know what, but it's not all her.
Damn.
Even student kids that aren't here. So when you take a look at women, not even when you take a look at women not willing to break a commitment that they make in front of God, if they even believe in one, because a lot of these women are witches now. They believe in crystals and natal charts and birth signs and saging and all of this stuff. We want to know if your Venus is ascending and Mercury's Kool-Aid or retrograde or whatever the hell it is that they think nowadays. This is how women think. And then you've got these women that believe in absolutely nothing except themselves. That's why they refer to themselves as goddesses and queens and boss chicks. And then they turn around and tell you that they'll divorce you over happiness. And then you're saying that the reason.
But that's what they think. This is what
You shouldn't find no 40-year-old woman and she ain't got her together. Something wrong with you.
This is what they think. They honestly think women are leaving just to be leaving. That's wild. But you know it's 72%, so why haven't you figured out why she's leaving? Why? You think she's just walking out the door? It don't make sense. On Love Check, we ask 10 tough questions that reveal if someone's truly ready for love and marriage. Love Check. Premiering September 8th. Subscribe now so you don't miss any of the content and turn on all notifications.